Who is rap's next superstar, and why don't we have one yet? We used to say rap was a young man's game. In fact, our first group of rap superstars were 19, 20, 21 years old. But over the past year, every conversation is centered around Drake and Kendrick Lamar, who are both over the age of 35. Even when you look at rappers who have a younger demographic who perform at festivals like Playboi Carti and Travis Scott. Travis is 34 years old and Playboi Carti is 28. Why is it that there's no new group of young superstars who are ready to take control of the game? In this video, we're going to analyze what is a rap superstar, why aren't there any in the game right now, and how can the next group of rappers become one? To be a rap superstar, you need to meet 5 basic criteria. The first is good music. The music has to be so good that even your haters acknowledge that people should listen to it or that people want to listen to it. Not only does the music have to be good, it has to have some substance. If you're mumble rapping, you're pretty much not a rap superstar. Even rappers that aren't super lyrical like Future have crossed into the level of stardom because there is substance to the music. When people hear it, they feel something. The second is global crossover and global appeal. Whether you want to acknowledge it or not, rap and hip hop are a part of pop culture. America's biggest export is music and entertainment. And rap right now is the dominant genre in the country and the dominant genre in the world. The crossover appeal has to be strong. Men have to think you're cool and women have to like you. In order to have that appeal to the world, it's not just about the music, it's about the image and the brand behind you. The third is sales. Numbers matter. Numbers give you that backing to the public perception that you are who you say you are. If you say you're a star, what facts do you have to prove it? How many people are listening to you? How many people are buying your record? How many people are purchasing physical tickets to go see you in person? Numbers are a key component in making sure that you are checking off each part of this criteria. If you don't have sales, you're not a star. Numbers also help you have a leverage with the label. When you go to a label, how do you prove that you can recoup your advance? How can you prove that a label should open up the budget for you because you know that you're going to be able to bring in revenue from sales, from streaming, and from merch? Numbers matter. The next is brand safety. How can you position yourself and align with other brands? Branding is a part of the package. You need merch. You need deals. You need endorsements. So if brands feel you're a risk and they can't get behind you, you cannot reach the level of superstardom that you need to. The next is a strong team. Behind every artist is a team holding them together. Who are the people who are putting the deals together? Who are the people that are walking with you every day to ensure that you are on top of your game? Who are the people who are defending your name online? You need to have a team to make sure that you are making the smartest decisions for your career. Any superstar rapper, I'm sure you can name who their right-hand person is because that's the person that keeps you connected to the world. Whether it's Dave Free, whether it's Chubbs, whether it's Bass, the right-hand man makes sure that everything goes smoothly. Now let's take a look at some of the earliest rap superstars who will provide examples of how they met each one of the criteria that I outlined for you. The first we'll look at is LL Cool J. LL had the name, the look, and the appeal. Women wanted to date him, men wanted to dress like him. He emulated the culture of New York City. LL was hip hop, but he was mainstream. His brand and image have carried him in the industry for over 40 years, from Def Jam to movie screens, and now recurring roles on primetime television. He was only 16 years old when he broke into the industry. Remember I told you, rap is typically a young man's sport. He's a prime example of how culture is typically moved and shaped by the youth. From FUBU, Gap to Kangol, he hit every single one of these markers. He is one of rap's original superstars. And as hip hop became even more mainstream, it was ushered in by 2 people, Tupac and Biggie. So let's talk about Pac. Pac blew up at the age of 21 years old. He had the authenticity, the crossover, the dating history to become a legend in a short period of time. From movies to TV to politics, he had it all. The music had substance that was wise beyond its years. He is one of the most unique artists in any genre. And to this day, Pac lives on because his star shines so bright. And Biggie. Of course, Pac and Big are always talked about with the East Coast and West Coast beef, but we can appreciate them for what they gave to the game. Big had the New York style, lingo, and culture that carried him. The branding that Bad Boy did was to make him an international superstar and player, dressed in Versace, and it worked. He's a pillar in hip hop and has one of the biggest songs ever made. And we can even see their influence live on in movies. They have continued to carry on the legacy of hip hop even after their death. The next generation of stars comes from the era of hip hop stars turned entrepreneurs. Nas, Jay-Z, and 50. Nas was 20 years old when Illmatic came out. He made conscious rap the talking point in a way the world had never heard. He had the mainstream appeal with songs like I Know I Can and Made You Look. The women he dated and married were always a topic. And even today, when he drops albums, they have high anticipation. His once rival Jay-Z was a blueprint for street rapper turned entrepreneur, and he's the best to ever do it. With the focus on business and ownership, he made every power move possible, from his wife, his family dynamic, to business and sports. Rockefeller with Dame Dash was the envy of the entire world. And now Jay-Z with Roc Nation Sports, Ace of Spade, and now getting into the casino world, he has mastered it. Both Jay and Nas were serial entrepreneurs, and their stars still shine bright. And even over the age of 50, people still anticipate their music. 50 Cent was a star with brash energy and a thirst for conflict that the world had never seen. He was a brand risk at first, but his debut album, Get Rich or Die Trying, was undeniable. He went on to parlay that success into business deals with Vitamin Water, and now has a film and TV deal. He is another blueprint for how to leverage music into multi-genre stardom. And now let's talk about the man that dethroned 50 Cent, Kanye West. Now we are going to keep the focus only on business and music. It can be argued that Kanye is the most influential rap star ever. From producing for Jay-Z and Rockefeller to his own masterpieces and classic albums. He's the first to take clothing and apparel to billionaire status. He was a superstar that the world doubted, but his will to shine showed that nothing could stop him. But I'll end this with one of his most famous lines. No one man should have all that power. And currently, rap is led by two megastars, Drake and Kendrick. Stars from young, there are no two people that have ever dominated the rap game longer. Kendrick Lamar repping the West Coast, and after last year's beef, he took his career to new heights and his underestimated from the start. He has reigned as the #1 rapper and artist in the world longer than anyone before him. He is the rapper with the most crossover appeal ever. While some may say race, religion, and country of origin are a knock to him, it's actually his biggest strength. He was able to create the most diverse discography of any rapper ever. Even with the drama of last year, he was still the most streamed, most viewed, had a #1 album, 2 #2 singles, and he's still giving out Billboard top 10 hits. He has the business acumen with OVO apparel, fragrances, candles. He owns concert venues. You name it, Drake has done it. He is still the top guy. But what we're all here to discuss is, what is missing from the game now? Why is it that we don't have a new superstar? Why is it that the youth are not leading the way? I'll tell you. Young artists don't embody each one of the components that I outlined. And the main thing that's missing from music right now is substance. Yes, young people make music that people want to party to, that people want to drill to, unfortunately. But they don't make music that makes you feel something. And because they don't have that content that makes you want to recite and memorize lyrics at not just 21 years old, but at 41 years old, they have not reached a level of stardom to take the reins back from Drake and Kendrick Lamar. Let's look at Travis Scott, for example. 34 years old. That used to be old in hip hop, but now it seems like Travis Scott is the artist for the youth. He can sell albums mainly by using merch and bundles, which is a great thing because sales is a major component. But who can give me a Travis Scott verse that changed their life? Who can give me a 16 from Travis Scott that actually means something? See, I'm not knocking him because you have to make the music that you love and you have to make music for your fans. But if you want to make music that transcends time, you got to put in some effort to actually say something. And I think we saw that with his battle with Pusha T, or his back and forth with Pusha T. Pusha T said something that people remembered that actually hit home. Travis was a one-liner. Jack Boys 2 was here today and gone tomorrow. The music doesn't have the substance. Playboi Carti. He's a star, but he's not a superstar. He's not an international star that's known in every household. For a few reasons. Number one, the image. People don't know what Playboi Carti looks like. He's wearing face paint. He's dressing like a vampire. His voice is different on every song. It's hard to recognize who he is as a person. And again, substance. What is a memorable Playboi Carti verse? I know a song. I know a song that people still talk about, but what's a memorable verse that you can say from the song? Do you even know the second verse of any Carti song? You don't. And if he wants to reach that next level, if he wants to push himself, you have to include substance. He has the cult following. People want to dress like him. People want to act like him. People live the vamp life. Drewski's made the skits, but he's missing something. Then we could take it to the street rappers. Dirk, Vaughn, Chief Keef, the best of the game out of Chicago. But because they played in a lane that was so dangerous, Vaughn lost his life. Dirk is fighting for his life in jail right now. Chief Keef was able to escape, but he was so white hot at one point, it was impossible to keep up with that trajectory. So he's got into production. He still dropped some tapes. He still dropped some projects. He will never shine as bright as he once did, which is hard. You came out at 16 years old and you were so influential when you changed the landscape of music, but you weren't able to replicate that success. NBA YoungBoy, the king of YouTube, but the legal troubles have hindered him. And YoungBoy is another example where I think the music makes young people feel something, because I know people who really, really identify with what he's saying. But in mainstream media, people identify him with anger issues. People identify him with having a lot of kids. People identify him with legal trouble. You can't be a superstar and have those things because it just drags you down. It takes away your energy. Academics was talking about how he was on the phone with him. And he said, I had to leave the country because when I'm there, I feel so weighed down from everything that's happened. You can't reach your peak if those things are hindering you. Ken Carson, Don Toliver, Yeat. I'm going to put all these guys together. They make great festival music. They make great rage music. Don Toliver is extremely talented. He has some songs that I love and I play in the car every day for like a year. But the brand and the image doesn't really align. What does Yeat look like? If you called your parents right now and said, hey, did you hear new Yeat? They're going to say, what are you talking about? Because they don't know the name. They don't know what he looks like. And he has not crossed over into different age groups. He's kind of stuck. Don Toliver, I think, can have that crossover, but he hasn't hit that mark yet. He's still missing something. And I think a lot of that has to do with brand and image. And then Uzi and Yachty. Uzi has struggled recently. He had issues with the label, but Uzi's a star, and Uzi can make songs that make you feel something, and Uzi can really rap. But when he goes into that style, it hasn't translated well to his audience. He seems to be stuck in that rage and festival group instead of transcending and getting into the group that listens to music for content and substance. Yachty, people will always hate on, although Yachty's extremely talented. Yachty makes great music. Yachty's a good writer for himself and others, but people don't take him seriously. And I think he's someone who's stuck in that age perception, just like Uzi. They're not 21 years old, but it seems like people want them to be stuck there, and they haven't been able to get out of that. The main thing that's missing is substance. People have to try harder, and we have to hold younger artists to a higher standard. If you don't hold them to the higher standard, they're going to keep giving you microwavable music. They're going to keep giving you music that doesn't last. Carti can chart 10 songs in the first week, but by week 2, they're gone because they don't stick around. If you want the blueprint on how to build a superstar in today's climate, you're not even going to look at an American artist. You're going to go to London and look at Central C. In addition to the music, his team has built a flawless brand and image for him. From partnerships with G-Shock and Chelsea Football Club, he has transcended music itself in a short period of time. Women like him. Men think he's cool. That's the key to it, because that's how you get the most listeners. You've never seen a London rapper come to the United States and have that level of success. Number one, the music has substance, but it's also catchy and it's friendly for TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, so young people can listen to it and stick with it. Number two, he's racially ambiguous, which is something you have to discuss. Because he can appeal to audience from different cultures, it makes him so much more palatable. Also, the way that he speaks is easy for Americans to understand. A lot of times you'll hear Americans complain that they don't understand what London rappers are saying or don't understand what rappers from the UK are saying. They don't have that problem with Central C, and I think it's because of his cadence and eloquence. It lends itself to be friendly to the listener. Now, he himself has been around music since about 2017, but I caught on to him in 2020, and he has been flawless in terms of the moves that he's made. From mixtapes to the debut album, he has done something that American artists are struggling to do. Get the kids on your side, but get the adults to take you serious. He's able to do that with songs about love, with songs about hardships, with songs about entrepreneurship. He has truly mastered it, and I'm excited to see what's next for him. So to sum it up, the young crowd has to step it up because at one point, someone's going to come along and are going to be able to give you music for substance that young people love as well. They're going to be able to give you substance with music that can be played at festivals. When that person comes along and can combine those two, that's when we will get the new superstar. Because right now, we're still relying on Drake, Kendrick Lamar, and J. Cole to carry us. And I think it's only hurting the genre. It's time for new blood. If you like this video, if you like any of the content that I put out, please make sure you like the video. Please make sure you subscribe and even share it with people. In the month that I've been doing YouTube, we've seen a lot of great progress. I've got a lot of great feedback, and I want to continue to grow this community and put out content that's meaningful. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends and family, and hopefully we can take this thing to the next level.